Welcome back to The Industry, which is a series that has had a wobbly turn of events over the past year and a half, however long the series has existed, because there aren't many episodes of it, because we don't have many ideas for episodes of it, but we have an idea for an episode of it, and we're going to talk today about festivals. So the reason why we kind of came up with this idea of talking about festivals and things you might not know about festivals and kind of how they work is this right now, the time that this video is going up, is around the time, if not a little bit late, to actually be applying to play at festivals. I'm talking about festivals that are in the summer, from say June to August, that most festivals tend to be. They're in the summer for the Northern Hemisphere. Sorry, Australians. These festivals have a very kind of extensive process of selecting bands. So the process for actually getting on the festival starts really early on. Some festivals start from November. A lot of festivals are finishing up their selection process around this time of year. So if there's any festivals that you want to play in your area or wherever, apply for them now, or at least have a check to see whether or not the applications are open, because chances are they are open now. Everything that we kind of talk about in this video is based on UK festivals, because they're the only festivals that we've had interaction with directly on the back end of it. We're talking about this from obviously the music industry side of stuff, so we've only ever interacted with UK festivals. Okay, with that, if you're applying for festivals, a lot of the festivals on the application will want you to have an account on a specific site. One of these accounts may be, say, Music Glue, which is essentially a website that you can use to make your band its own website. SoundCloud is another website that a lot of festivals will want you to have music on, and they will want you to link it in the application. Good practice, whether or not they ask for it or not, a good practice to do when sending applications over to music festivals is to send recorded music, so your actual finished product, and a live video or some form of thing to show that you can perform. Because it's all well and good saying we have really cool music. If you're shit at performing or don't even prove how good you are at performing, it can be sometimes hard for a festival or people who are selecting music for a festival. It can be quite hard to tell whether or not this band is good enough to put on. There are two main types of festival. There's the traditional type of festival that everyone kind of knows, where they mark off a very large amount of land, put loads of stages in it, it's run by one company, they kind of have food vendors in, that kind of thing, and it's all just one big site. You pay to get in and you're in, and that's all the stages. Go, enjoy. That's the traditional thing that most of you should know, and when I started this video talking about festivals, that should be what you assumed. There are other types of festivals. The main other type of festival, and we have one in Sheffield where we are based, is a type of festival that it kind of runs like the first type of festival. But on the side of it, you also have loads of little stages around the same area that are run completely independently. They're pubs, music venues, grassy areas that consist of these music stages that have absolutely nothing to do with the main festival itself, even though they kind of do have something to do with the festival. These are people putting on their own gigs as part of the festival, even though the people running the festival don't have any control over it whatsoever. We kind of dubbed the name of Urban Festival. If you want to do a bit of research on what kind of festival they are actually like, look at Tramlines Festival in Sheffield, because that's one that we have most experience with. So let's assume that you got on to be a festival. Let's assume that you got on to play at a festival. Good. There's one little thing that I want to tell you to make sure that you know before turning up to the festival, because they don't run exactly the same as how gigs run. See, at a gig, you will turn up, say hi to everyone who's there, hopefully, and then you'll do a sound check. Every band that's playing that night will do a sound check to make sure that everything's cool. If you've got any weird instruments, make sure that it actually works. Once everyone's sound checked, the first band will go on, then the second band, third, fourth, and then, that's the gig. Job done. Festivals don't run like that. Festivals run where you'll have a time when you're going on stage, let's say 3 o'clock. You will have to turn up to the festival at about 2 o'clock. They will require you to turn up at 2 o'clock. Probably when the band before you has just gone on. So they will do their set, job done. Then you'll set up and do a line check. A line check is essentially you'll plug in, make some noise, make sure everything's working, and then you'll just go. It will be your set. You don't get to do a practice song, you don't get to test anything. It's just a case of plug in, make sure it works, play, that's it, go. That probably means that if there's anything weird and anything odd in your set, like a weird keyboard or weird pedals or anything that you need to probably try out beforehand through the PA system and make sure everything works, let the festival know a long time before it actually happens. It's okay at a gig to just turn up with this weird thing and go like, oh, we use this. You'll probably be able to problem solve it and make sure that it can get to work. You don't have that luxury at a festival, so don't assume that that's what's going to happen, because it's not. If you turn up with something weird and the sound engineer can't get it working within 15 minutes, you aren't going to be using it. There is no way of making that happen. Festivals runs a very strict timeline, because if every band runs 5 minutes behind, the headliner will have to go on an hour late. They don't want that to happen, so you start at one time and you finish at one time. End of, no discussion. That's what will be happening. So that doesn't give you very much lenience for setting up problems, that kind of thing. So take that into consideration. And I hope that this video gave you at least a little bit more insight into what festivals can be like and the differences, and maybe some things that you didn't really know about festivals. Good luck. Go and apply to a load of festivals and enjoy yourself. Bye. That's the weirdest I've ever ended a video.